First, the top news headlines. 70,496 fresh cases of coronavirus, 964 deaths in India in past 24 hours. Manipur COVID-19 recovery rate dips to 77.01%, case tally at 12,810. And adhere to program code INB Ministry tells private television channels. Good afternoon, welcome to Times of Manipur Television, English News. Before we get to the news in details, the pandemic is not gonna end any sooner, so here's what we should do to prevent the spread of the virus. Frequent hand washing and wearing a mask are a couple of the things you can do to prevent COVID-19 infection. Masks are said to be highly effective in preventing the virus contained in the droplets from spreading around due to coughing and sneezing. Prevention of the spread of infection is more important than prevention of infection. However, in places that are crowded, droplets containing viruses may spread. Therefore, wearing a mask also helps prevent infection in crowds. Using hand sanitizers and maintaining social distancing can also help prevent COVID-19 infection. Now the news in details. India recorded 70,496 fresh cases of coronavirus and 964 deaths yesterday, taking the total number of COVID-19 cases to 69 lakh according to the Health Ministry data. 78,365 people successfully fought off the viral disease on Friday, bringing down the overall active cases to almost 13% of the total caseload. According to the government figures, total COVID-19 cases in India now stands at 69,06,151, including 8,93,592 active cases, 59,669 recoveries, and 1,06,490 total deaths. India's recovery rate has increased marginally to 85.5%, while the death rate stands steady at 1.5%. The number of active coronavirus cases in India for the first time in a month has fallen below the 9 lakh mark, the Union Health Ministry said today. The ministry also said the active cases comprise merely 12.94% of the total positive cases of the country. The declining trend of the percentage of active cases is commensurately supported by the rising percentage of recovered cases. Recoveries in India have exceeded new cases for 3 continuous weeks, media reports said. A total of 59,06,069 people have recovered from COVID-19 in the country so far, and recoveries exceed active cases of infection by 50,12,477. Manipur's coronavirus count has reached 12,810 after 131 fresh cases reported in the past 24 hours. 3 persons died of the virus in the past 24 hours, taking the death toll to 86. A release from COVID-19 Command Control Room informed that a total of 147 COVID patients were discharged from various COVID care centers yesterday. The number of active cases stands at 2,858, while a total of 9,866 patients have recovered so far in the state. The recovery rate dipped to 77.01%. A 56-year-old woman succumbed to the COVID-19 at a hospital in Shillong today, taking the state's death toll to 61. As per media reports, the woman from East Khasi Hills district died due to acute respiratory distress with septic shock induced by the viral infection. The state recorded 127 fresh COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours, taking the number of active cases in the state to 2,424. During this last 24 hours, 71 patients have recovered from the viral infection. The maximum number of patients who recovered from the illness are from East Khasi Hills. The Ministry of Information and Broadcasting has asked all private satellite television channels to adhere to the program code. The IB Ministry, in an advisory issued on Friday, emphasized that no program should criticize, malign, or slander any individual or certain groups. According to the report, the High Court had, in its September 17 order, said it is hoped that media houses and television channels would show restraint in reporting and abide by the provisions of the program code, as also the various guidelines, both statutory and self-regulatory, while making any report in relation to the petitioner. Let's take a short break. Stay tuned for more updates.
Saklon ama Adomgi awaba amadi nungaiba mikuk kayada Dom TV na ngamjaba thodang khardang oirabasu saruk yazaba phangjanaba honajabagi saruk ama oina ngasi numidang pung 8 makhai taba matamda sandokcheragani Saklon ama Thoromasida landamasigi saknairaba saisakpa Asem Amarjit ka loinana saruk yaminanabagi damak contact tobirau 7629943543
Nang medical ta masat pada Asia gina nang natahang bala ini. General Nursing and Midwifery GNM 3 years course. 12 pass in arts or science stream in confused to become a part of one of the most respectable professional career of all time. 12 pass and above duration 3 years 6 months. BSc in Medical Radiology and Imaging Technology DMRI.
Ultrasound, MRI, CT scan, X-ray.
BSc in Medical Laboratory Technology.
BSc in Operation Theatre Technology.
Now enjoy 20% extra on Kangla popcorn, Kangla Milky Balls and Kangla rings.
Kangla.
Sino pare? Tan ba dinate ko? Aseng ba? Ay napamba. Darkar ba grocery items singa? Red delivery app season araga order to biro loire. Chaning ba restaurant ki food po erasu overpay to budila erdana pot khuding ma discount pibuga loina na khudak te inati yore isine Red delivery for you.
Al Hayat, the best halal restaurant in Manipur. Miyam na pam na chanariba Al Hayat restaurant gi hauraba mathel khudingmak Red delivery app ki khuthangda order to biraktuna yamna laina ahenba charges yaudana Isa gi yumda thilaknabagi khudong chaba bijari. App asi download tawduna app asi gi khuthangda ngasimak order tawbiyu. Chana thaknaba polam sing khakta natana imung amada nongmar changdraba yadraba grocery item kaya marum suna fanglaba app ni. Ngasimak download tawbiyu. Red delivery for you.
Miyam gi thogal gi damak thong hangsare. Miyam gi damak ahongba wai malda adom gi mathau taba apamba commercial vehicle amade machine sing wai binaba aikoi gi phone number 9615846446 ta call to biraktuna deeper haiva excavator JCB Poklen Volvo excavator haiba singa sidage adom gi mathau taba apamba machine sing wai bi bayaragani
Thoibi
Haza, cheng no slow. Ai khao lo thogi.
Marks ti
Kai ki marks no.
kaigi marks no bu kaino hujik oiriba COVID-19 gi lecture asida marks yauduna thokpa habese khudong thiningai natra
Haza, ai sukhange. Ai anaba minati. Marks laibada changadaba sel duna ko mathap ahau badum cha thokke.
nangi sidi lairik heiraga laisu khangdaba habaduni marks upana chinna tondagi tholakpa lok tinna chingba sing phajinga doribani nushite yaramba amora kai singdo marks upadi hakchangna changakpadagi ngakthoktoine
Adudi thaza. Ai marks amta upugige.
COVID-19 laichatagi thingnanaba chathokpa matamda mask upiyu. Season nabiruraba disposable mask sing mafam chaba yenglaga mai thadopiyu natragana phumjinbiyu. Fi na same sajaba mask sing oiragana nimit khudingi sudok samthokpiraba matungda da seasonabiyu.
Isagi mamal yamnaba punsibu kansi amadi atopagi punsibu khudongthiba sidagi ngakthoksi.
Welcome back after the break. The Lilong Youth Development Committee, LYDC, in continuation of its earlier engagement with the public and unstinted support for the development activities taken up by the BJP-led government, held a meeting and later staged a protest yesterday. ALYDC General Secretary NM Abdul Aziz, speaking to media, said that the BJP has support of over 20,000 to 25,000 people in Lilong constituency. In the 2017 general election, the BJP candidate would fetch 8,500 votes. Now the BJP has enrolled over 7,000 individuals in the party from Lilong constituency. Considering the huge number of BJP supporters, Abdul Aziz said that there is a win-win situation for the Saffron party in the constituency. Meanwhile, All Lilong Youth Development Committee expressed unhappiness over some miscreants wanting to block the aspiring candidate from getting BJP ticket for the upcoming by-poll. The committee urged the state BJP leadership to understand the sentiments of the people and give the party ticket to the deserving person. Young Generation Philanthropy Club Lilong today appealed to the state BJP to give BJP ticket to Muhammad Anwar Hussain, who contested the latest general elections from Lilong constituency on BJP ticket. Club General Secretary Muhammad Zayed Khan in a release stated that Muhammad Anwar Hussain is the right contender and considering the credibility, BJP ticket should be given to him for the upcoming by-election to Lilong constituency slated for November 7 next. The banned RPF today claimed that the 252 Mobile Battalion of the PLA, the armed wing of the outfit, launched an attack at security forces at Mongat Aibol near Sajik Tampak in Chandel district yesterday. The outfit in a statement said that the PLA injured several personnel during the attack. RPF said that the security forces were entering the area when the attack took place. A team of narcotics cell led by Inspector K.H. Devkumar Singh, backed by volunteers of Yada Club, Kergao Yumkhaibam Lerak, last afternoon detained 5 drug abusers during an anti-drug drive at Yumkhaibam Lerak Kergao and Kaiku Muslim in Imphal. They were later handed over to the authority of Yaipakol De-Addiction cum Rehabilitation Treatment Center at Langtabal Kunja. Sekmai constituency MLA H. Dingo expressed dismay over the recent violence in Sekmai area caused by the National Sports University row. He told media that all stakeholders of Sekmai had met Chief Minister N. Biren, Education Minister Rajan, Forest and Environment Minister Awangbo Numai over the impasse. MLA Dingo stated that the state government has reaffirmed the site of the National Sports University. He also mentioned about the fabricated information circulated in social media regarding the varsity construction. The state government will take appropriate action against all persons responsible for such mischief, he added.
Police ki side ki su government side hai tare police ki side ki hai tare ga police ki side ta even hogi Bhagwati SP boga ana segai dana to photo na to bu yamna nuai bide photo to da loina na hogi side ki su are hogi praja ki side ki su khong te ko yawa degi thu ba chai da so pan lang ba sin do yamna thamoi songa oi aduna mokoi gi dhamakta ina nuai to phongdok chari ani mukhi side ta police ki side ki su aruga hogi praja ki side ta so pan lang ba sin du su hoi thawai nuai da ba pung keno si pung thago chagoi na hoida awa to ni mata punamakta ai praja gi ta lepaga lei ha ba si masu ma pawigano.
A combined team of Taubal Commando and police led by Sub-Divisional Police Officer conducted a house-to-house search at Kairan Bikok, Mamang Lekai early this morning. As many as 85 houses were searched and 250 individuals were verified. However, no one was detained, police said. The 65th Wildlife Week celebration 2020, which began from the first week of October, came to a close yesterday with a simple function at Forest Head Office, Sanjantong, organized by Wildlife Wing, Forest Department. During the function, awards and prizes were distributed to the winners of competitions held in different categories during the week-long observation. Every year, the first week of October is celebrated as Wildlife Week across the country to renew the commitment to preservation, protection and conservation of the rich wildlife and biodiversity. Addressing the gathering, Minister of Forest, Environment and Climate Change, Awangbo Numai, congratulated winners of the competitions and appreciated the activities taken up during the Wildlife Week 2020. Lauding the officials for successfully organizing the Wildlife Week 2020 amid the COVID pandemic, he said participation from different stakeholders will increase manifold in future. Forest Minister Awangbo Numai expressed gratitude to the 11 villages of Tamenglong and Tosem subdivisions under Tamenglong district for voluntarily offering land to the government for the construction of Tamenglong Haflong National Highway. Speaking to media yesterday at his new secretariat office, Minister Awangbo Numai said that the representatives of the village authority of the 11 villages have given in writing their willingness to offer land to the government without any compensation. He said the village authority representatives have conveyed that they want to contribute in the growth and development process of the state. Stating that the villages of Tamenglong and Tosem subdivisions have set an example to the state that the people want development without any hindrance, the minister said that this is the first of its kind in the state that people have not demanded compensation in exchange of property to the government. The minister said that the construction of the Tamenglong Haflong National Highway will begin by the year end. He also thanked the National Highways and Infrastructure Development Corporation Limited, NHIDCL, which will execute the construction of the National Highway. Manipur State Cooperative Bank, MSCB, and NABARD jointly organized a financial literacy awareness program at Haraubi Ibudho Pakhangba Haraubung in Imphal West. The participants were sensitized on Kishan Credit Card Bank loan under Prime Minister Atmanirbhar Bharat during the program. Rupees 9,52,000 was distributed to 18 beneficiaries as loan amount at the event. A joint emergency meeting of United Association of Recognized Schools of Manipur, Orsom, and Hill Districts Private Schools Association Manipur, Hidipsam, was held at St. Joseph Higher Secondary School, Imphal, yesterday. A release from Orsom General Secretary Sekhojam Kipgen informed that the meet discussed the coronavirus lockdown, related matters, and the order issued by the Commissioner of Education as on October 5 last regarding monthly collection of 30% school fees. The two organizations during the meet resolved to comply with the order by Education as, besides unanimously resolving to invoke the Joint Resolution Number 1 adopted in a meeting on September 22 last in case the concerned authority revokes or review the October 5 order. Let's take another short break. Stay tuned.
Isagi nuaitaba awaba pumnamak da chama fahanba ngamba Baba Afzal Saha. Ana layong khangdaba hidak na faba ngamdaba kanagumba na pizza pithak tawduna semjinkiba. Lonaba yeknabadagi ngakthoknaba mane mamau yanadaba nungshiba hanba Yumban punsida ayat apan laytanaba, angang yaudaba yaunaba amadi, modeling film da mai paknaba. Pumnabak amuktang tanabiyu, nungaitaba awaba pumnabak koknaba, ngasima call tobiro Baba Afzal Saha. Contact number 703-796-1167.
Amang sangsang luraba matung natraga saramdai thaklamdai da sapon sijinaduna khut sengna handokpigadabani khujin tena nana thambigadabani. Afaba ising pitakpigadabani chanaba potlamsing fazana kuptuna thambigadabani yumgi apoiba amasung amangsang luna nana thambi. Chahi manga phawogi manungda leiba angangsingbu ORS zinc tablet amadi machal suba chinjaksing phajana pijabiduna daria dagi ngakthokminarasi.
Europe ta Engineering Management PIZ amadi General Course tamningba mahiroi scholarship 100% fangbada natana stipend oina 4.2 lakh fangbagi kudongchaba leiraba mahai tamfam singni. Loina na India amadi foreign lebak singda MBBS MD course na chingba kaya masu tamna bagidamak amadi education loan gi khudong sabasu pizari. Hena akupa morolgidamak contact tawbiro Forthwith Global Consulting Private Limited, North AOC Cake Grupat Imphal. Contact number 6909374625.
Admission open for Naurem Birahari College, permanently affiliated to Manipur University and included under UGC Act 1956. Free admission for tourism and hospitality management and various other diploma to degree courses and training programs. And also special classes on Indian stock market for those who want to invest or day trade. Classes for beginners to intermediate and intermediate to advanced level. For details, please contact or WhatsApp 7005097748 or visit our website www.nbcollege.ac.in.
Ma, kaidorage pairaga leiramisna.
Ho hospital da satlubane. Haksang si khara nungaitedana. OPT ga amata sangal hogde. Ni na marol ama siliba. Nokpa sina karimta kanadi. Phola sida ungdun adum lady sidi. Magi phola si thugai ki bada soiro.
Adugi oire.
Mobile paraga kanaba diam lawre sianganje. So, kita khum da thamu ko.
Yamna tangai phadaba natradi yumdagi adum phone da doctor ga wari sanaraga tanaba yare ima.
Kamaina se nang suyango. Ahambada isanjibini OPD application se Google Play Store dagi download tawrani. Adagi registration si namaga mobile number hapsilaga verify tawrani. Adagi anabagi maming matha hapani. Adagi Dr. Asangba amaga adum saksa unaraga wari sanaba yare.
Yam phaina dudia.
Se
Ima kari kai nungai tabal leibage haibiyu.
Ibungo doctor, imagi kokse ngauri tawi. Saning thakning basu kaya phaude.
Adom smartphone da eSanjeevani OPD application download tawbiduna natraga computer tablet sijinaduna eSanjeevani-opd.in da sangbiduna isagi yumda komna amadi lemna layeng bayabagi khudong chabasi lawbiu.
Welcome back. The group of ministers GOM constituted by the Assam government will submit their final report by October 30, 2020 regarding granting scheduled tribe ST status to 6 ethnic tribes of the state. A media report said the GOM held a discussion with leaders of the 6 ethnic communities which have been demanding ST status for years. Finance Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, who heads the GOM, told media persons after the meet that the state government is hopeful of a lasting solution to the vexed issue as 60% of the issues have been resolved. He added that the representatives of the 6 communities, Koch Rajbongshi, Tai Ahom, Moran, Mutok, Chutia and Adivasis made clear their stance during the meet. Sikkim recorded its youngest COVID-19 death with a month and 29-day-old infant succumbing to the comorbidities. The child from Makha in East Sikkim was admitted on October 3 last. She expired with comorbidities of septicemia along with severe pneumonia and cardiorespiratory failure. The state also recorded another COVID-19 death. A 24-year-old male with Hegaon in West Sikkim expired this morning. He was staying at Tadong in Gangtok and was admitted to STNM hospital on September 29 with chronic kidney disease. Sikkim recorded 33 COVID-19 positive cases yesterday, with 26 being from East Sikkim. Among the 26, 20 have been recorded from Gangtok and its surrounding area, taking the district COVID-19 tally to 2,357. The active cases in the state currently are 504, while the overall state tally has now reached 3,278 COVID-19 positive cases. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has said that China has deployed more than 60,000 troops on India's northern border. The foreign ministers from the Indo-Pacific nations known as the Quad Group, the US, Japan, India and Australia met in Tokyo on Tuesday last in what was their first in-person talks since the coronavirus pandemic began. The meeting took place in the backdrop of a mid-Indo-China standoff at Line of Actual Control LAC in eastern Ladakh. Pompeo met at External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar in Tokyo, and they underscored the need to work together to advance peace, prosperity and security in the Indo-Pacific and around the globe. He described his meeting with Jaishankar as productive. China has claimed that the coronavirus broke out in various parts of the world last year, but it was the only one to have reported and acted first. The country strongly refuted the widely held view that the deadly contagion originated in Wuhan before returning out to be a pandemic. As per media reports, China, besides denying the United States allegations that COVID-19 has emerged from a biolab in Wuhan, also rejected that it emanated from a wet market in the central Chinese city from bats or pangolins before infecting humans. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Hua Chunying said the coronavirus is a new kind of virus. As more and more facts emerge, as reports reveal, we all know that the epidemic broke out in various places in the world at the end of last year, while China was the first to report the outbreak, identify the pathogen, and share the genome sequence with the world. Now let's take a look at some of the local newspaper headlines.
This Shanghai Express, houses damaged, 7 villages injured. Nagaland calls for crucial meet on peace talks on October 15th. Police crack down on protesters. For Tamenglong Haplong National Highway, 11 villages donate land to government. 3 deaths recorded for second day. The People's Chronicle. Death toll reaches 86 as tally climbs to 12,810. Active cases in India dip below 9 lakh. MPCC holds consultative meet on FA. 7 hurt in attack. Sitting stays and heights blockades. Villagers donate land for TML Tausam Road project. Imphal Free Press. NSU row. Women folks want to boycott Sekmai MLA. Intensify agitations. School fees structure. AMSU locked Education Department office in Imphal. Framework agreements should not disturb Manipur's integrity, MPCC. Sandang die of mysterious disease in Technopole. Education Minister appeals to prepare for NEP 2020.
And now the headlines once again. $70,496 fresh cases of coronavirus, 964 deaths in India in past 24 hours. Manipur COVID-19 recovery rate dips to 77.01%, case tally at 12,810. And adhere to program code INB Ministry tells private television channels. That is the end of the bulletin. For the news today at 1 p.m. Thank you for watching.
from the